We have another episode of the Fomoball podcast. This is pretty weird considering that we're going to be talking about a competition which Chelsea does not play at all. It makes no sense for me to be here, but still, as your host, I've invited people whose teams actually play, so probably you can hear more from them.
Canter it.
Yeah, and of course, we have Vibhas as well. Like me, he also doesn't have anything to do with this competition, but we are just here for our free gyan. Anyways, on the podcast for the first time from the United States, we have Varun Swaminathan. He supports Barcelona, but he also favors City for. The other guest we have on the panel is Harshkaran. He's from Canada. He stays in Canada, but he supports Barcelona all the way from here, there, everywhere. Of course, he's had his tough times, but I think he can celebrate now because I think they made it to the quarterfinals and they look very strong as well this season to probably progress. I think all the way till the semis and finals. No, it's the truth, man. I mean, imagine if they don't face Bayern Munich, anything can happen. Yeah. So okay, let's get started. So Harsh, probably let's
We'll
start with
come to
you.
that.
What was your reaction
Yeah,
against the round of 16 tie?
yeah. I mean, I like honestly, I'll start off with arguably the most underrated aspect of us turning our season around, which is Christensen. Not a lot of people have given him importance that much, I feel, and honestly, it, this has been the story of Barcelona for this season and a couple of the last seasons. I feel that always injuries have turned into some kind of blessings in disguise, or some kind of blessing has come towards us when somebody has gotten somebody key a key player has gotten injured. So Frankie, firstly it was Gavi in the starting the season. He got an ACL, then it was Pedri again, then it was Frankie, and then these two guys just keep on having injuries every now and then. So with that, and then with the departure of Busquets during the start of the season, I knew that it had to happen. We needed to do that as soon as possible, but it was more of that how will we replace him? And obviously, Aurel Romeo was never going to be the answer. He was like a very small subset of a stopgap solution. He wasn't even the stopgap solution that you would say is a stopgap solution. He was like
He,
very small part of it.
he's like a
He's just
backup
there to
of our
fill the
stopgap solution, actually.
yeah, yeah. He's like very you it is like injustice to the term stopgap solution to say that he is a defensive midfielder for us, but he's just filling up a spot, and he's not the guy because even in the game that we had right now against Napoli, he gave up in the last few minutes. He came on and he gave up a pass so bad that Xavi just literally kicked the camera frame that they have on the sidelines. He kicked it so hard he actually broke it, maybe, I guess. But if you look at that pass, and you'll be like, this there is no way that this is actually a senior professional who's won trophies in his life. But anyway, the fact that all of these players got injured and then we had to make do with whatever we had. In comes Andreas Christensen. Again, we have Kaushik to thank for it. Thank you so much for letting us have him. And he has come way too far from the stomach upsets and, diarrheas and all those shits that he was having. He's come way, way too ahead of that. And in the last 9 or 10 matches, we have conceded only, I think, 5 or 6 goals, maybe even somewhere around that. So, and that is because of Christensen. He's not the defensive midfielder that you would say. He doesn't even fit the profile, but he's still doing that. He's still getting the job done, and because of him, we are not leaking goals as we were in the first 10, 15 matches, as we were when Frankie and Gundogan and Pedri and Gavi and all these four midfielder, all four of these were circulating every lineup. So that is another thing. And then even for the match that we had over, I'll talk about Napoli also in this quarters, in the round of 16. Napoli, we played better than them in both of the legs, but we still did not play to the level that I would say that Barcelona should be playing at. And obviously that has been the theme of the whole season. We have been playing very bad, compared to what we were last season, and a lot of that comes to injuries and all these various different things. And but the bottom line, the silver lining of all this is that we were able to do better than them because obviously we have a better quality of like a squad, even with the injuries. And then Napoli in themselves are suffering beyond anything that you could say. Like they're doing worse than Chelsea are in their own
Yeah.
league. They have had 4 managers in the last 9 months, and then like the most recent manager was doing like he was doing in the first, they were having that manager bounce kind of a thing happening in Serie A. But even after that, they are seventh in their league. Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen and Politano, all these players were like they were doing their own thing, but not to the level that you would say that they were doing 1 year ago. And in the match itself, I did not get to like watch the whole match. I only saw the highlights and I only saw the like statistics and stuff. But my oh my, the way in which Pau Kubarsi has come out and he like just flew out of the gates. And like I don't like this whole comparison kind of a thing, but many people have compared to like his playing style to PK, and the way in which PK used to have like the ball handling and the breaking of the lines and the breaking of like creating all these different long balls and chances and stuff like that. It's crazy to see again from a 17-year-old. And even for the other matches in Champions League that we had for round of 16, I'll just pull them up. So we had Inter versus Atleti. That was again a cracker of a game. Like I expect nothing less
Oh,
from
bro, Athletic
Chillo. Yeah,
dominated, bro.
yeah.
Like
I expect
that.
nothing less
Oh,
from
yeah.
Cholo Simeone. I expect nothing less from him. Anytime you let that guy know that you are the underdog in a game, that guy turns into the worst version of like Satan Zidane that you could ever think of.
Bro, he
And
just
like
has
the
like a
way
team
he
of 11. He's like unleashed the beast. These
exactly.
lads will just
And
walk in and they'll run the field,
it does
bro.
not make sense. I mean, Inter are first in their league. They are like flying through Serie A right now. They're killing everybody. And like Atleti has just done the most Atleti thing
And
ever.
I
Just
do
play
have to say
127
that
minutes.
I watched that match and
Hmm.
Atleti were actually better in that second leg.
Hmm.
But Inter took some really shit penalties. It was
Oh
one of the
yeah. Oh,
worst penalties I have
definitely.
ever seen being taken. And I
Hmm.
saw Chelsea taking penalties in a Carabao Cup final. But no offense, Kaushik. No, okay. To be fair, I've seen the Euros, England penalties and everything. But man, Inter's penalties were worse than what Brazil did in the World Cup when they lost in the quarter. They lost quarters or semis. I don't remember what.
Quarters,
Oh
Regardless,
quarters.
yeah, Croatia.
yeah,
Quarters.
quarters. So the penalties were absolutely shit, and obviously we had the usual suspects missing the penalties. So yeah,
Hmm.
Bro, like for reference, this is the first loss of them in the season for Inter, which is against Athletic.
Yeah. I mean, Atleti again, like the moment you tell them that, yeah, they are like the odds are not in their favor, they'll just like Cholo
Yeah,
Simeone
bro.
turns into this other demon of a person that that only comes out when
Black
he
magic.
he knows that he's the underdog, and it doesn't even matter what their opposition is. It could be Inter and it could be Bayern for all I care, but they will turn into the worst versions of themselves and just like do like the absolute worst just to get the job done and just like stretch it to the like the rules of football in general, like playing 127 minutes, and that too when like we play Atleti on Sunday. So doing that also, like it's just like you cannot put it into
yeah.
words. And then
Porto tried to do something similar against Arsenal but failed. They
hmm,
didn't fail, but no one does it like
I
Atleti.
mean,
That's the
they
thing.
didn't win.
Yeah,
That's like failing. By definition, it's
yeah.
failing.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was on penalties, bro. Penalties are 50-50.
See,
If
not
anyone
every
can
team
fail.
was Liverpool. Okay, we can't give excuses for everything. Saying no, it wasn't technically a loss.
Yeah,
Okay, the
Shashank,
grass
you're
was 3 inches too.
Shashank talking about loss on penalties. Euros, Europa Cup. I remember one Europa
In
Cup.
his defense, at least he won like 10 out of the 11 penalties, but then David De Gea had to do his own thing. So you
Don't
cannot
remind
blame
me,
him
man.
for
I'm
that.
not. I'm not here to
But
go back to therapy.
I'll quote Shashank. They lost. That matters.
Yeah, it does. I never said that. Oh no, we actually won that cup. I never go around saying that. Oh shit, yeah, we won that cup, man. We lost, and I blame one person for that loss. It's very simple.
Hmm.
The manager. Anyway, let's not go there. But I'm joking, Shashank.
You first of all, you're a Liverpool fan wearing a Portugal jersey, repping CR7.
I
Okay,
was
you don't
waiting for
deserve to.
someone to point.
You don't deserve to talk
Listen,
about shame.
hey,
You don't
I
deserve to talk
support
about
Portugal.
shame.
I don't support Portugal for Ronaldo. Okay, I support Portugal
What do you
for
support
Jota.
Portugal for?
Jota.
Yeah, sure.
Jota is an
Anyways,
integral part of the
Vibhas,
Liverpool and Portugal
reactions to
He
national
your
team.
favorite
he
midfielder.
probably watched the training highlights and saw them shifting goalposts. So that is what he's trying to do here.
No, my
That was a
point
nice.
is,
That was a good one. I'll have to
Vibhas,
say that was a
what
good
is your
one.
reaction to your favorite ever midfielder being a part of the England squad?
Favorite ever midfielder. Who is my favorite ever midfielder, Shashank?
The one balling in Saudi.
No, not Saudi.
Oh.
Ajax. He's Ajax's captain right now.
Yeah, Kaushik, he's an Ajax,
Oh.
by the way.
Oh,
Jordan Henderson.
yeah. So I
See,
remember
if
he
you
used
ask
to.
me to make
Yeah.
remarks on Henderson, Kaushik will have to shut down the podcast for it too explicit or something.
Yeah.
For a guy who was a captain of Liverpool 8 years, I absolutely detest the guy. But let's not go there. Yeah.
What a fair weather fan, man. Like, to be fair, he was just captain for like 3 years when you were a Liverpool fan.
No, I don't detest the guy for his play. Like people like he played so bad last season. That's fine. A lot of people fall off.
So why
I
do you
hate
detest
him
him?
for the whole Saudi thing, bro. Him going back on what he used to say and then going to Saudi.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's a moral issue, and I understand it's very the irony while wearing a Portugal t-shirt, but let's ignore that. So let's come back to
So
you.
you are
Kaushik.
wearing a Portugal t-shirt for that reason.
No, it doesn't have Ronaldo on it. So let's come back to UCL.
Varun,
And
are you here as a
UCL.
City fan or as a Barca fan?
No, I'm here as a Barca fan and an ordinary City fan.
He's a Barcelona City fan.
Because there's no fans for City in this group, I had to fill in this position of being a
No
City
one
fan.
asked you to
You
fill
could
in.
not have. You don't need to
Bro,
add. To
somebody
this
has to talk about City, bro.
No one needs
We
to
can talk about
No
City.
one
You
needs
don't
to
need to be
talk about,
City's man to
honestly.
talk about City.
They'll do the
I don't
same
need
shit
to.
every year. They've been doing the same shit for the
Yeah.
past 3 years. KDB will
They
get
won't-
injured. By December, somebody else will be on top.
He's
By
already
January,
injured, by the way.
KDB
He's
will
already
come
injured.
back, and everybody
again
will be
injured.
like, "Oh, they're doing it again." Like, and they'll do
KDB
it
is
again.
back,
Like,
by the
they'll
way.
win by 10.
No, he got today. The national team didn't pick
Yeah,
him and said
he's
he's injured again.
out.
That's a sham. That's a sham. It's typical City tactic. He'll be there for the match against Arsenal. I can bet on that.
The only thing redeemable about City is that they gave us Ilkay Gundogan. That is the only thing that I'm happy about.
They
That
also
man
gave
has-
you.
bro.
They also.
forgot Ferran Torres.
You give them.
That
Yeah,
man
they're
has
very
moved
fine.
me. That man has given me things that people who have been in this club for 6-7 years have not given me. Like, honestly,
He
Ilkay
literally
Gundogan
Financial
plays
has
security.
any
just-
position on midfield, bro. Any position you give him, attacking, defensive, like pivoting, anything you want to give
he
him,
is doing
he plays it.
everything.
Yeah.
And then it's insane. Like the way, like, I honestly understand why he was the captain of the treble winning team and he led all of them to glory. And that Aston Villa match, that, that all of those performances in the Champions League in the particular seasons that he's just had, like, he's just like continuing all of it here, like, every day. And I think since the starting of the season, there are only 3 players in our squad who have not been injured, like, at all, and one of them is Gundogan. So
Yeah.
that only just, that just goes to show how much, like,
No,
the amount of
I am
dedication that he
grateful.
has.
I'm full Gundogan is gone from the Premier League because otherwise he would have pulled off some clutch moment on the final day and won City the league.
Yeah.
That won't happen this year. I don't think
Bro,
City will win the league.
especially, bro, if you watch the match, you'll notice this one thing. Moment, like, the match is going towards the end, post 80 minutes, you'll see Gundogan playing like in a very pivoting position, making sure there's no counter attacks happening. Like, in the center of the field, he'll be standing and he'll be monitoring the defense.
How does
One
it
thing I
feel to
Yeah.
be able to trust a midfielder? Like, how do you feel when you watch players do that? I
Bro,
can't
we
relate to that.
trust 16, 17-year-old kids to win the game for us. So, bro, come on.
We are trusting an 18-year-old kid to win the game
It's
for
been
us.
Exactly.
it's been a very long time. It's been a very long time. ऐसा पहली बार हुआ है 17-18 सालों में. Like, this is
Aman
this
is
in the
saying
back.
that
We
he
are
wants to trust
witnessing an
Amrabat.
evolution of another Messi, which is
I mean,
Lamine Yamal.
I wouldn't
Bro,
go that far. I
Yeah,
would not
I
go
won't
that
go
far.
that
Bro,
far either.
if you watch the La
The
Liga
last
game
time you called
previously,
someone
where he scored the
Messi, he's
winner,
playing for Brighton right now.
Yeah, I know this was coming, but yeah, this is
And
no.
to be fair,
This
okay.
anybody
I'll
who has
take
been
one.
called Messi has, like, not done well for
Okay,
themselves.
I'll frame it better. He's gonna become the first Lamine Yamal, bro.
That's even fair.
Every-
That is fair.
That's like me saying Amrabat is going to become the first Amrabat. I mean, that's not.
He's one of a
understand
kind.
the
Bro,
Amrabat is one of a
I'm
kind.
tired of
is
bald
here.
people in my club.
Lamine Yamal is over here.
Your left hand
In
is way
terms
too
of
high.
potential
You have to
skill.
lower that left hand a bit. I
No,
don't want bald
Amrabat,
people anywhere near my club ever again, man. No more bald people.
Amrabat is a typical example of World Cup hype. I remember after the World Cup, 3-4 teams were after Amrabat. We want to go
There
on out.
was
Liverpool.
there's only one clip.
Actually, I'd say worse. It's how Oriol Romeu is for Barcelona. The
Hmm.
amount of balls he loses, bro, especially in our half, like right outside the D box, bro, he can't pass for shit. If somebody is pressing him, that guy gets so tensed, bro.
Ball.
When Busquets was there, when De Jong was there, so these lads, when 1-2 people are pressing them, they just dribble past easily. Like, not even an effort. Bro, he tries to pass, it goes to the opponent, everybody's pressing, there's chaos, always. I was so scared for the 10 minutes when he came in, but like, bro, like, yeah, we won it.
Because another thing is that the reason why I said that, in the starting of this call also, I just said the same thing, that even though we played better than Napoli did across the two legs, we still, you can see signs. Any team that is like left in the last 8, or like apart from us, can see those signs of us not being good enough. But we were just about good enough to cross the line in all of these matches. So
Yeah.
with the Porto games also in our group stage, and with these two Napoli games also, you could see signs that obviously this is a team that has like some very noticeable flaws, and any team worth their weight can actually exploit them. So in the final 8 also, like I would say, I would, like, if I had to pick, we all obviously we will have that conversation, that who do you want to face. I would, like, honestly, just to be on the safe side, just to get to the next round, I would honestly just pick like Borussia Dortmund, or
Yeah,
like
Borussia
maybe
Dortmund.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
I
I
would
mean,
still,
Harsh,
I would much
the
rather have
last
Arsenal
time,
and Borussia
See,
Dortmund than any of the
the
others.
last
Like,
time
I was actually
Barcelona
preparing a list
won
of teams
against
that
Napoli, the last time Barcelona won against Napoli in a round of 16, you guys faced Bayern in the quarterfinals. I'm just letting you guys know. So
Yeah,
make
yeah,
up
I mean,
on what
that's
you
that's
want
what
to.
I'm saying. It's not like, I know, like, again, in the like the last 30 minutes of that game also, in the second, like, 30 minutes, exactly the same thing happened. I wouldn't say we were lethargic, but I would say that Napoli had figured out a way to counter
yeah.
whatever, strategies we had applied, and they were using the front three as a press, instead of using, having Zambo Anguissa join like Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia in attack, and trying to press. Instead of that, they used the front three before like Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia got subbed. They were using those three as a front press, and then they started pressing onto like the defense, and then that is when they were able to break that like strat of us passing the ball or like doing whatever. And then that is when they were starting to have real good chances. They had a header miss, they had a near like far post miss also. Like all these different chances, they will rue that now that they are out of the like competition. But now, like, in that sense, I still think that we like individual performances were there which were able to save us. Cancelo, again, offensively, like spotless in my opinion. 8 out of 10 probably.
Defensively, not, bro.
Defensively, I don't even like. He's not. He's
He,
basically Trent. Like, he's Trent, but on the left hand side. But so
yes.
that is kind of how Cancelo operates. Rafinha on the inside, again, like a move that Xavi has tried so many different times, but like thankfully in this last game it worked out well for us. On the inside, he's dragging the defender in a certain way. Cancelo gets space. So now the defense has to make that decision, that okay, are we covering Cancelo, whipping in that cross, or
We
cutting it back,
overlap.
squaring that ball in, or do we cover Rafinha? Because Rafinha actually would have gotten that goal. He would have, like, that the curve on that, like the first goal, or I think it was the second goal. The curve on that goal, like 9 out of 10 times that just goes in, and you could just see the way he dropped onto his knees when he didn't, like, when he hit the post. You could see that this is a man who actually can score that goal and will score that goal on any other day of the week. But that day didn't happen, and it's fine. I know that
It was
he
a
has that
right-footed
dog in
shot,
him,
no?
so he can do it.
Probably if it was his left foot. might
Also,
have
just
done
one thing I'd like to point out over here. Every single club that's being repped in this call is going to be looking for a new manager in
Yeah.
the summer.
Are
Mhm.
we
The race
sure
is
that
going to
I
get
don't.
Manchester
You,
United?
you, you
Are
really
we
think
sure
United
Manchester
is
United
changing
will
their
look for a new
manager?
manager? Exactly.
it.
Listen, there's one thing I know about David Brailsford. I know he's bald, which is like a net negative. but he also has a brain, which is a huge net positive. And if he's looking the way our team is playing right now and says, yes, this is the guy I want leading the club next season. I mean, look, if this is a Tara Fergie moment from me, I'll be happy to eat my own shoe. I don't care, but I don't think Ten Hag stays next season. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. In fact, his own
I
reps are
strongly
giving.
oppose. I
I
strongly
completely
oppose
agree
all
with
that
Aman.
stuff.
I completely agree with Aman. I hope Ten Hag stays.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I
I'd like
hope
to
he
say one
stays.
thing about Aman and Vibhas. They were very certain that Harry Maguire is done for and will never play for United again. It's going to be sold and won't have a comeback ever. And they have been wrong about every United thing they have ever spoken about.
No,
Vibhas is a
Shashank,
Ronaldo fan, which adds to an extra point against him. All I'd
Shashank,
like to say is,
I have a different reason for Ten Hag wanting to stay, which is you guys will continue to.
I know tu pagal hi hai, but point is,
मैं उल्टा point ले रहा हूँ.
You know what is surprising for me? United have lost twice in 2024. One, of course, to City, that it's a given. The other game was a last-minute winner that Fulham somehow managed. And you still want him out. Like, he's literally
yeah, I
one...
want him out. Okay, Kaushik, Luton Town had 20 shots against us. Luton Town, okay. I know you're thinking, oh, it's in either win, lose, in terms of win, lose, or draw, but I am not thinking in terms of those terms. I'm thinking in terms
One
of how I
second.
want United to play.
Shashank, okay, who do you think would be the best replacement for Ten Hag right now if we were to?
You know my answer. Everyone knows my answer over here.
Don't
Gabi
say
Alonso.
Ole.
Everybody
don't.
knows.
No, we don't.
It's Ole for him. It's Ole for him.
Yeah, I would
Shashank,
chop
I
off
will.
an
I'll
arm to
rephrase
get
the
Solskjaer
question.
back.
I will rephrase the question. What is a realistic replacement? Because you know that won't happen.
Okay, a realistic Nagelsmann would be a good option for me. I really do like the way he plays.
Really,
yeah,
Nagelsmann.
Yeah, he's good. Bro. He's
Yeah.
good.
he's
He's
good,
good,
man.
actually.
Yeah, but do
But
you
look,
think
the
he's
thing
really
is-
coming to a mid-table Premier League team? Like, come on.
Mid-table.
Buddy, we can be a mid-table and we'll still be the greatest club in England. There's, in terms of
Bro, you're the greatest club in Manchester, bro. Come on.
Vibhas, he said
Not even
England.
their own
Vibhas,
city.
relax. He said England.
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah.
yours.
Good
Scout's
point.
not
Yes.
English.
He said
Scout's not
England.
English.
You're
Chalega,
okay.
chalega,
Look, in
chalega.
terms
You're
of,
okay.
in terms of, look, you forget recent performances, etc. In terms of the biggest clubs in football, no one can even deny this. Real Madrid is up top.
Okay.
Yeah.
And second,
Yeah.
to a very huge degree is arguably Manchester United or Barcelona.
Okay. Laughs. I was gonna say if you said Manchester United, I would say laughs in Barcelona.
Wait,
It's one
he
of these
said,
two
you
for
said
sure.
Man City or like what?
Manchester
United.
United or Barcelona.
He said
United
second
or
is
Barca. One
United.
of the,
Okay.
it's either us or Barca for sure. All right, in terms of second. So you can't. So no matter how shit we are, we could come 13th, which is like a Chelsea level, and we would still be a top club because every manager will be thinking, I can put my name down in history as the guy who brings United back to his glory days.
Bro, this is like
there
you
is
know
no
how
better
your
time- there is no
parents tell
better
you
time-
no. Like back
Listen,
in the
listen,
day when I
there's no-
used to go to school, that is how Shashank is talking. Like back in the day when I was
Shashank,
young, United used to
people-
like
people-
people,
But
bro.
people
no,
don't
dude,
usually-
Varun. It's
People
it's
don't
not
usually
even
have
about-
a thing for
Every manager with an
self-harm,
ego
okay?
thinks I can bring this club back to the top. Every manager with an ego thinks I can fix what's wrong with this club. I mean, I know you're laughing at me, but that's basically what Liverpool was for the longest time. They were like 30 odd years without winning a title, and every manager was thinking, I can
we
make
got
Liverpool win a
Klopp.
title again.
Then we got Klopp.
Exactly, you got Klopp. All right, but we're yet to get our version of Jurgen Klopp, who's going to win more than just one title for sure. I don't know who it's going to be. I genuinely don't know who
Soon
it's
to
going
be
to be.
two. Soon to be two. In 2
Dekh lenge,
months,
dekh
but yeah.
lenge.
Soon
My
to be
point
two. I
is-
don't think so, bro. I don't think the farewell tour is gonna go that high. Max will
Listen,
get
that's
his
not for us.
Europa.
Aman, we don't get to talk about title races right now. It's not our turn yet.
We can
Okay.
shit on other people's
No,
titles.
Aman, I'll
I'm
just say
shitting
one
on
thing.
everyone.
Aman, your point, I think, for Ten Hag, like staying was injuries, if I'm not wrong. There are two teams here, two people represented here who have had a hell lot of injuries and are still doing very. So I don't.
Very
Think-
different, bro.
That's because you
No,
guys have a
how-
style
Bro,
of play and trust your
bro,
academy players.
The
Yeah,
level,
so-
bro. Yeah, but bro, take Barcelona for example, bro. Like literally, our entire starting midfield is
Yeah.
sitting in the bench right now. We literally had to
There are-
play a 16-year-old, a 20-year-old,
There-
and a 17-year-old in our positions.
But point is, your manager trusted them enough because he understands the history of Barcelona. I mean, I
Hope
mean,
he starts everything.
Understand the history. Bro, he is the history of
History,
Barcelona.
exactly.
He is the guy. Three out of the 8 managers in the top 8 right now in UCL are the midfield that played in the 1998-1999 UCL. for Barcelona. 3 out of those 8 managers.
Uh,
So
And I want the guy who won the 1998-1999 UCL to manage my club. Do you understand?
brother, if football was a game of 90 plus whatever minutes, then Ole would be better than any manager that has ever lived in the history of managers. Okay, but
So
unfortunately, that is not how this game works.
Listen,
So
point is, look, in terms of Ole, a part of me also thinks he's not going to return because in the interview with the OLAP, he said that he wants to be in a club where he can also do a level, dictate the structure, which is not possible at Manchester United. It's too big for
Yeah.
him to have a say. And right now, I would actually prefer that Ineos, the director of football, that's Ashworth right now, have a say in it. And I think right now, with everything changing, they would want their own guy leading this. And Ten Hag wants too much control with himself as well. Like leaving our style of play, everything aside, he wants to have control over the buys, etc. And any reasonable club does not let the manager dictate who he buys because every single purchase of his bar one has been a flop. Every single
Who's
one.
that?
not every
Who is
single
that
person.
bar? Wait. Who is that bar one by the way?
I
Licha.
would say, yeah, I would say Martinez. Actually, I don't think Martinez is going to stay at United for too long because, I mean, I don't know. He's a very good player for sure, but if he want to play a
Shashank, so
highlight, I'm not sure it's possible
are
with
you
him.
saying Casemiro was a flop? I want to know that.
Two things. Casemiro, A, is not good enough for us right now. Right now, the way he is playing
That
this
I can
season,
agree to. Yeah.
not good enough at all. Unfortunately, he's old. He'd be a good player like Matic was for us towards the end of his United career, but Casemiro came with his own restraints. And secondly, the club purchased him. He wasn't a Ten Hag target.
Yeah,
only other
he was like a
good-
last-minute replacement
Yeah.
that we got
The
because
only
we
player
couldn't get
Ten Hag
Frankie.
player I think will come out really well is Onana. I still back Onana. I think he's a really good goalkeeper despite his fuck ups in the UCL. But he's one player I still think can come back. But point is, every single other Ten Hag purchase has been a disaster so far. Even Mason Mount has a start, but it's not his fault to be fair. He's been injured most of the season. Let's see what happens. My point is, right now with Ineos buying United again, them actually investing money into the club and not stealing money for the first time since 2005, United has hope and they seem to know what they're doing. I'm not a F1 fan, but every F1 Mercedes fan will say that, it's not down to the ownership that they're shit right now. So I have hope, and every manager will be out here thinking this is a very good atmosphere for me to work in. I really can get the job done. So I would genuinely not be surprised if we're able to attract the top people in the market. With Liverpool, there is a lot of pressure of them having to continue Klopp's legacy. It's to an extent what United faced post-Ferg. Not saying
Yeah.
that's entirely true.
Honestly,
it's to
no.
an extent.
Honestly speaking, I do not think Xabi Alonso will come to Liverpool. By the way,
I
I
think he
want
might
him,
actually.
but
I have a.
He-
I think
He
he has the
confirmed no,
confidence to
he's
come.
not leaving. He's not
Yeah,
leaving Bayer
I think
Leverkusen.
he'll stay there for at least another year
Yeah.
So,
minimum.
yeah, I think the managerial battle this year is going to make or break several clubs.
No, but my
I
point
don't
is you
know.
have good managers and good clubs looking for managers. So it won't be like
So
clubs. Yeah.
Tuchel to Liverpool might I don't know. It's very
Yeah.
unexpected, but I see it happening. I don't
Tuchel
think
wants
Tuchel's
to
going
come
to go
back
back
to
to
England.
Chelsea. No
So
way.
yeah, see,
No
my
way
point
he
is
goes back to Chelsea.
no, yeah, exactly. He doesn't come back to us. So he might go to Manchester United. We have seen
No,
clubs.
oh God, no! Please, no! Please, oh God,
Please,
no!
not Tuchel, bro.
No,
Not
no, no,
Tuchel.
no.
No, yeah, my point is, see, he's looking for an England club. He's looking for a big club, and you guys fit the bill. I don't think any other big
Liverpool
team-
is there, no? Let him go to Liverpool.
Let him go
Oh
to
yeah,
Liverpool,
Liverpool
man.
as well. Yeah,
German.
sorry.
Let him go to. Let him go
Yeah.
there, man.
Wait.
I
Actually,
don't want
guys,
Tuchel.
wait. There is an interesting theory. So, Klopp was managing Mainz, and then he left. Tuchel took over. Klopp was there in Borussia Dortmund. Then he left. Tuchel
Left
took
Tuchel
over.
to go. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
of course, Liverpool, Klopp managed, and he left. Vibhas, I think we have your answer.
The thing is, you guys might laugh at me, but I don't care as usual. But every single manager I can think of who can take over United, Ole has humiliated them in matches. Like, who hasn't humiliated? Nagelsmann final
Xavi.
against. I mean, humiliated Xavi as a player. He hasn't. I don't think he's played Xavi as a manager.
Yeah, he's not played
Didn't-
Xavi as a manager. But bro, when did he
Didn't
humiliate
he
Xavi?
play
And I don't.
them?
And I don't think. I
Didn't
don't
he play
think.
them in Europa?
Yeah, no.
But that
Oh,
was under Ten
bro,
Hag, not under Ole.
Ten Hag, no, it was not.
Not under Ole. My point is, I
Oh.
don't think Xavi is going to come to United. There's no way Xavi comes to United.
Bro, Xavi is taking a
I
break,
don't-
bro. Xavi
Exactly.
is
So
like,
I'm talking about managers who we can hire. Nagelsmann has been beaten by Solskjaer. Tuchel's been beaten by Solskjaer. Who else is there? I'm pretty sure like Ole has this tendency to fight the best of the best and just thrash them.
Yeah.
And when I'm talking about thrashing, I'm talking about proper humiliating defeats. So, like right now, I think of every single Ten Hag game. I can't think of one game where we humiliated our opponents and beat them. It is just, us scraping by. And that's after Solskjaer rebuilt the club to a very good extent. So Aman might say whatever you want to lick that bald head off that guy, but look, we can argue about trophies all day long, but there are four to six trophies that every team fights for. And you don't just watch football to watch 4 to 6 matches. You watch football every week because you love the game. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens, you want a team that you can be proud of. Spurs fans don't stop loving Spurs just because they haven't won a trophy. They love the club because of the football that's played. And even with Postecoglou right now, they're playing some really good football, which is why they still love the club. And I would rather we play entertaining football every single week than just watch the most boring garbage out there and watch a team like Luton Town take 20 shots at us and lift any trophy towards the end. I don't care if it's even the UCL. I want us to dominate and win the UCL rather than just scrape by, win the UCL and play shit every week. And for that, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be the guy to make us play entertaining football again. And I don't care who it is, I just want to see some good football. I think Kaushik may to an extent agree with me over here. I don't think he wants to see Chelsea play like shit every single week and just make top 4 or something. That's not what we want to see.
I think
that
I think
goes for
Kaushik
every single
wants
club.
to. I think
No, there are
Kaushik
some
wants to
there are
hang
some fans
Sterling.
who want to. There are some fans who want to just win trophies and they don't care about how they play. Like I'm talking about the hardcore Mourinho fans who we don't care. Let us sit back and just counter every game. Let us just win 1-0. Vibhas, we can't hear you.
Vibhas, you're on mute, bro.
My bad.
Mute him again. Mute him again.
Shashank,
Mute him again.
how do you know Kaushik is not a hardcore Mourinho fan? Kaushik, answer that question for yourself.
See, Chelsea's Mourinho was very different from current Mourinho, by the way.
True.
All right, Vibhas, you have not seen the prime Mourinho.
You have also not seen Prime Minister 2004.
Of course I have. That's when
So
I started watching football before that.
6 years old. You were 6 years old in 2004.
Yeah, and that was the scariest team in the Premier League at that point, man. You have no idea.
Fair enough.
Brighton plays such good football, bro. Yeah.
Brighton is unable to keep clean sheets because they go forward so much. And I mean, people still admire them, even though they're mid-table or whatever that is, they still play really, really well.
Yeah.
Even the Premier League right now is adapting to playing good
The
football. Luton
most
Town.
dominant.
That was my next thing.
Exactly.
Luton Town is playing some extremely, extremely attacking football. Like, they don't care that they're getting relegated, man. They're in the Premier League and they're going to enjoy every second of it.
And I think yesterday they lost 4-3 after being 3-0 up.
It was tragic. It was tragic.
Yeah.
But
I don't want them to go down.
I don't think the fans care. They're proud of their team. And right now with social media, etc., it's become too much of we need to win trophies. Like, of course, I want the Fergie level domination to come back. I want to win 13 Premier Leagues in 20 years. Hell, I want to win 20 Premier Leagues in 20 years.
But
I don't want to see Liverpool anywhere. Yeah, I don't want to see Liverpool anywhere there. But Fergie made us play a certain way as well. Teams feared us not because we won the Premier League so many times. They feared us because we were Manchester United. And they knew whenever we're going to play them, they're going to get a fight. I don't want teams coming out hoping, saying, yeah, I think we can beat them if we play well. I want teams to look at us and shit their pants in their dressing room or in the tunnel, which is a level of fear we don't have under Ten Hag right now. Under Ole, no matter what you guys say, cross your heart and tell me when you're playing Manchester United, you are 100% sure you're going to win a game.
Okay,
he humiliated Pep. Pep was shitting his pants wherever Dan James got the ball.
Yeah, and people are like,
I think this is a bit of an over-exaggeration, but okay.
No, it's not.
No,
it is not.
I have seen discourse on Twitter saying that, City have one weakness, Ole exploited that. I'm like, if City is that weakness is so well known, why is everyone not exploiting that?
Because
Ole was doing something. Yeah, exactly. Ole was doing something right. I'm agreeing to that.
Ole was very simple. He knew what our strengths and weaknesses were. He knew these are our strengths. He knew these players can do this. And he used them. People talk shit about Mick Fred every time, but Mick Fred, when they were on the pitch, they gave 100% of their effort and they did what they were supposed to do. When I met Ole,
I think he was talking about Fred better than Amrabat any fucking day. any fucking day.
My point is that Mick Fred pivot allowed our forwards to run rampant against teams, man. I was just looking at the 2-0
I think your Mick Fred pivot was the one that allowed Bruno to play his best.
Man, that entire team, every time Bruno got the ball, I was up there thinking, shit, he's going to do something right now. He's going to pull a rabbit out of a hat. right now Ten Hag is making Bruno sit deep. He's making Menu play. I don't know what he's trying to do, man.
The only player that when I watch, I'm like, okay, if this guy gets the ball, it's pretty dangerous. Is Garnacho? That's it. In the whole United
Not even
team.
Garnacho. Not even last few games, Garnacho has not been doing that well. I don't blame the guy because he's playing on the right. He's not comfortable with it. Rashford, even though he hasn't been looking as dangerous as before, that's because his standards are that high. Rashford has been pretty good on the ball recently, but
what do you expect,
he
bro?
doesn't
He's
have the
Gautam
chemistry
Gambhir's favorite player. Come on.
Rare Gautam Gambhir W, but yeah.